Hi there. Welcome to the Pesky Pool Show. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. We're going to be talking about a couple of different topics today. The first is previewing the Red Sox St. Louis series, which starts tonight in St. Louis, 8 o'clock on Nesson. And the second will be looking at the rule changes Major League Baseball's had over the last few years and what we think of them. I'll give you a little hint on that. We like almost all of them. But let's start. Tonight, you're going to have Connolly Early with a 0-0 record going against Dustin May, formerly of the Red Sox last year. The Red Sox actually traded for that guy, as terrible as he was, and he's following right along with St. Louis. Dustin is 0-2 with, incredibly, a 15.95 ERA and a 2.73 whip. If the Red Sox don't win this game tonight, they're in a lot of trouble. They got to score at least a lot of runs. And with early pitching, who's been very solid, he's got a 0-0 record, but his 2.89 ERA is first rate. So I expect the Red Sox to hit Dustin May early and often and come out to an early lead. I was at the casino today playing poker. I won. And had I known that that was the pitching matchup tonight, had I looked before I left, might have thrown a few shekels on the Red Sox. Tomorrow, it's going to be a real trying day for both teams. Ranger Suarez is going for the Red Sox. He of the 0-1 record, 8.64 ERA and 192 WHIP, is going against Kyle Leahy. He's 1-1 with a 5.40 ERA and a 180 WHIP. Incredibly, Kyle is the better of the two pitchers so far this year. Hopefully, Ranger can get his act together and start to pitch like the Red Sox hope he will, and give the Red Sox some innings and be competitive. The Red Sox are 4-0 when their starters go 6 innings. So that's something to look forward to tonight. In game 3 of the series, Brian Bayo, another guy that's struggling, 0-1 with an over 9 ERA and a 250 whip, will be going against Andre Palenti. Andre is 1-0 with a 180 whip, ERA and a 130 whip. So that's going to be a tough game for the Sox. Hopefully they'll win the first two and have a free shot at Sunday for their chance to win the series. All right, that's going to bring us to our second topic. Before we get to that, if you like the show, please give it a like and a subscribe. It really helps the algorithm and helps us to grow. And what we're trying to do is get a little bit more technical savvy so that I can add some graphics and a few other things to the show for your benefit. The second part of the show today is going to be looking at the rule changes that Major League Baseball has put in the last few years. I love baseball. I love baseball the way it used to be. But the game was losing interest among the younger folks, and so they had to make some changes, and change they did. And I have to say they've made it into a better game. The first one is that we're going to talk about is the universal DH. Now, I have a number of friends that are National League fans, and they fought me for years about the designated hitter. They loved the double switch. The game was meant to have the pitcher hitting, and I'd always come back with the same remarks. Why are you paying to see an amateur go up there, take 3 pathetic swings, and go back to the bench? I hated the pitcher hitting. Smartest thing the American League ever did was back in 1973 when they changed the rule. Well, I have not heard one National League fan say, boy, I wish the pitcher was still hitting. I think they found that it's a better game. There's more excitement, more hitting. Great pitchers can stay in longer. They don't have to be pitch hit for in the 6th inning, down 1-0. I like the designated hitter, and I'm glad it's universal. I thought it was ridiculous that we had a system that had 2 leagues playing with different rules. When you play in a National League ballpark, you had the pitcher hitting. When you played in the American League ballpark, the National League team used the DH. I always thought it was a big advantage for the National League. It's much easier to put a hitter in than it is for the American League to have pitchers hit when they haven't done it all year. So that's one change that I really like. Another change that I'm not as in love with is the no shifting. And the reason, and there's no question that it's made it for, it's helped the game. But I look at it this way. Why don't they just, if they want more offense, why don't they just say a pitcher can't throw a curveball? Why limit what the defense can do? It doesn't make sense to me. Although, once again, I like the game and I haven't been disappointed in watching baseball since they've taken the shift away. Number 3, relief pitchers now, when you bring them in, they have to face 3 batters. I love this rule. Nothing more frustrating than we're going to bring in a lefty to face the lefty. He gets the guy out. We pull him, bring in the righty to face the righty. He gets him out, or the guy gets a hit, doesn't matter. The next guy's a lefty. We bring in a lefty to face him. 3 pitching changes. The guys took time trotting in from the outfield to get to the mound, plus their warm-up pitches. It really slowed the game down. The game is much faster now and much more entertaining. Another change that the Major League Baseball made was put bigger bases, both at first, second, and third. And I have to admit, I've never noticed it. Uh, it's just part of the game. I thought when they originally came up with that I wouldn't like it, but I don't notice it. I don't know. Have you noticed it? If you did, leave a comment. Fourth thing is the pitch clock. Love it. Forces pitchers to stay on the mound, stay on the rubber, get the sign, throw the ball. That's the way the game was when I was growing up. I know I'm old to get off my lawn, but it's true. The game was a much better game back then, and it's getting right back to it now. Along that same line, the hitters have a clock. They have to be in the batter's box ready to go. In days of yore, you'd have the hitter roam around, look at the stands, think about what he's going to eat after the game. The pitcher's doing the same thing on the mound, and the games were 3.5 hours long. Doesn't happen anymore. Fourth rule change, and this is one this year, and I absolutely love, I wish they'd take it further, is the ABS challenge. I wish there was no challenge. I wish they just had somebody signal the umpire whether it was a ball and a strike. But since we don't have that, we have the challenge, and if you get it right, you don't lose a challenge. These umpires are the best in the world, but they can't do it. The pitchers are too good. The ball moves too fast. It moves too much. And the hitters can tell. And it's got to be incredibly frustrating to have a pitch that's just outside called a strike 3. Now, Ted Williams said the key to hitting was to get a good pitch to hit. But some people don't know. I saw Felger say this the other day on his show in Boston. Hey, this pitch was only an inch out of the strike zone. Well, that's the difference between able to get solid wood on the ball and not get solid wood on the ball, Mike. So I love the ABS challenge. I wish it was larger. I hope as we go down the line a little bit that maybe they'll increase the number of challenges to 3 or 4. Because, and by the way, it appears to me, and I don't know these numbers for sure, that the umpires seem to be getting a little bit better. They're becoming a little bit more disciplined. They always got a disc at the end of every game that showed the pitches that they missed. And Joey Crawford was on HBO one night and said, I used to take it and throw it in the trash. Well, so much for wanting to get better at your craft. Now I think these guys are looking at it. There was a major league umpire that said the other day, yelled at a dugout, where am I missing? Am I missing down? And they want to get better. They're still professionals. Another rule change that I'm sort of hit or miss on is you only get 2 pickoff throws over at first base on a runner. You can go over the third time, but you got to get him out or it's a balk and he gets to move up a base. So that's cut down a little bit. And there's a reason for their madness. They want more running in the game. They want to get more base running, make the game more athletic, along with everybody swinging for the fence and trying to get a home run. The last rule change we'll talk about is for extra innings with the ghost runner. Now, I disliked that when it first started. I've grown to accept it, where at the beginning of every inning, in the extra innings, the last guy who made an out is put on second base. It's a rule that they stole from women's softball, but it does move the game along. They were going to get rid of it, but the players like it. They don't want to play 18 or 19 innings. So those are the rule changes that we've had over the last few years. I think they made the game a better game. A lot of them were at the idea of Theo Epstein, who will be a Hall of Famer after what he's done with the Red Sox and the Cubs, and really with what he's done with these rule changes. So that's our show for the night. The Red Sox playing St. Louis starting at 8 o'clock tonight. They got 3 games set with them, and hopefully they can win the series. Now, once again, if you like the show, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It really helps. And I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye now.